Hello and welcome to Tauros All Access, the Monday edition sponsored by the Minot YMCA. We had a fabulous weekend here at the Mesa Arena. We had a weekend sweep against the Watertown Shamrocks, won that first game 8-1. Second game we fought back 3-2. This was your second weekend broadcasting in Mesa Arena. How was it?
Yeah, it was a good weekend Friday. The Tauros cruising to victory. 3 goals in the first period, 3 in the second period. It's 6-0 entering the third, and the game's already out of reach for the Shamrocks. But the Shamrocks had a counterpunch night 2. A lot of tough defense. They got a lot of shots on net. Tauros took a 1-0 lead, but the Shamrocks, 2 quick goals, made it a 2-1 lead before the Tauros were able to come back and seal the win. And on Cowbell night, the energy here at Mesa Arena was unlike I'd seen it before. It was definitely a special night for the Tauros.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Let's take a look back at this weekend's sweep. So starting with that game on Friday, we had a pretty quick goal starting off our first score of the night with Gavin Minendorf with his 17th goal on the season. His, I believe, 8th goal as a Toro in that game. And then our second goal came pretty soon after that by Landon Fleming, his 5th goal on the season, with an assist by Dane Ramirez and Leo Cabules. And that third goal coming up was scored by Ian Spencer, his 15th goal of the year, with an assist by Braden Jockums and Chuck Owens to round out that first period. Our second period started off with a goal from John Small with his 16th goal on the season, with an assist by Ian Spencer and Ty James. That is Ian Spencer's 30th assist so far this season. That second goal in the second period there, making it 5-0, was done by Jack O'Hannison, his 13th on the year, with an assist by Billy Batten and Adam Mahler. And then pretty soon after that, Jack O'Hannison hit another one to the back of the net, making that his 14th goal on the year, with assists by different people. This time, Jesse Uhala and, again, Adam Mahler. And with that third period, as the Tauros were just so excited to be scoring so much, the shutout, almost shutout there, Billy Batten scored his 17th goal of the season with an assist by Jesse Uhala and Adam Mahler again. And to tack on our 8th goal of the night was Gavin Middendorf with his 18th goal of the season. Yeah,
and so both Jack O'Hannison and Gavin Middendorf with 2 goal nights on Friday. Shamrocks tacked on one late, pretty meaningless goal there as the Tauros sealed an 8-1 win. Scoring didn't get going until the second period on Saturday night. Adam Mahler gets it up on the right wing, throws a shot in. It was tipped in by John Small, scoring in back-to-back games as Small looks to continue to keep it going for the Tauros. Here it was Gavin Middendorf. It was the Shamrocks with the response there as they quickly evened the game up at 1, and then just 90 seconds later, they made it a 2-1 game. Shamrocks taking a quick lead, kind of sapped the energy out of Mesa Arena after that initial goal. Over on the right side now, Middendorf got it by the right pad of Phil Lashaw. Middendorf, 10 goals in 9 games with the Tauros, as that one tied it up at 2. And then it was Braden Jockums who had the game winner in the second period. Jockums' first goal with the Tauros came at a big time. And, that's got to be a big momentum booster for Jockums.
Yeah, it was really exciting, definitely for him. He's been on the team. We've talked about those roster changes in the beginning of January that we had with Braden, Noah Gibbs, and Gavin Middendorf. And the fact that he was able to get a goal was just, we were waiting for that to happen with Braden. But you actually had, we'll get to that later, but you had time to talk to him today about that goal, and he was so excited. I mean, I interviewed him it wasn't post-game, it was like second intermission, and he talked all about that, talked all about how much he loves the fans and the cowbells and everything, and being able to score in a Tauros jersey after his brother, Rylan. If y'all remember the name, you should remember the name, Rylan Jockums, last year, and he's just very excited to be here in Minot, so I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, big weekend for Jockums, and taking a look at some of the top performances from the weekend. Gavin Middendorf had 2 goals on Friday night.
Yeah.
He had the equalizer on Saturday as he stayed red hot for the Toros. Lucas Svedin between the pipes, maybe by his standards, it hasn't been as good as the prior 2, but still 43 saves, 3 goals allowed is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
And John Small with goals in back-to-back games. He also had the primary assists on the second and third goals on Saturday, so he was all over the stat sheet both nights. Huge weekend for the Toros.
Yeah, I would also like to point that the Gavin Middendorf has had 10 goals in 9 games as a Toro. That is a stat that is crazy to say. It's actually insane to say since he's hopped on this team and put on the Cream and Cardinal. He has literally, like you said, been on fire.
Yeah, I mean, every time you see him on the ice, he's looking for a shot, and you're almost expecting it to find the back of the net. That is just how good Middendorf has been.
Yeah, he set some high expectations here in Minot already with all those goals he scored. But per Monday ritual, we're going to go through as well the updated skater stats to give you just an idea of how things possibly could have changed. Jack O'Hannison is still at number 1 with 40. Actually, there's a tie for number 1, but he's at the top of it at 46 points, tied with Ian Spencer for 46 points. Jack O'Hannison has 32 assists and 14 goals. Ian Spencer has 15 goals and 31 assists. And Jesse Uhala sits at number 3 with 45 total points, 29 assists, and 16 total goals. And following closely behind him is Billy Batten with 43 points, 26 assists, 17 goals, as well as John Small at number 5 with the same amount of goals, 17, 21 assists, and 38 points. So, and the fun thing that the Toros moved up in the standings. So we have so many fun things to talk about this week. We surpassed the Austin Bruins as we are now number 2 in the Central Division, as Bismarck stays at number 1.
But not only did the Toros move up to the second spot, the Minnesota Mallards took a game from the Bismarck Bobcats on Saturday. I'm not sure a lot of people were expecting that, but nonetheless, Toros were 7 points behind first. Now they're just 5 points behind first, 1 point ahead of the Austin Bruins, although the Toros have played one more game than the Bruins, so we'll see how that levels out. But regardless, the Toros still have 4 games against the Bobcats and 4 games against the Bruins. These 3 teams are going to be seeing each other a lot down the stretch, and nothing has been decided yet. But Lauren, you touched on Jack O'Hannison's points, and so O'Hannison with his 2 goals on Friday got up to 117 career points with the Toros. The record is 118. Trevor Stahowiak holds that record, and now O'Hannison 1 point away from tying, 2 points away from holding the all-time points record for a Minotoro.
Yes, we are very excited about that. We were hoping that it was going to happen here in the Mesa Arena, but it is most likely going to happen in Watertown, South Dakota this coming weekend, as we are not back in Mesa Arena on the Pepsi rink until Valentine's Day, actually. February 14th, we play the Bobcats, talk about tough love. It's going to be an interesting game, and then we travel down to Bismarck that following night to play them like we usually do that weekend split. But yeah, we're not back here until February 14th, like the sign says behind me on this side. So go ahead and buy your tickets for that. We want to see you here. We're also going to have new and exciting merchandise that I can't show you because I don't have proof of it, but it's very, very exciting. Potentially a lovely Valentine's color that we haven't released a merch in, so I'm very excited about that. But other than that, you interviewed Braden Jockums.
Yep, got to catch up with Braden Jockums down on the ice. So we'll finish up the show with the interview, but first, as always, Toros this weekend traveling to Watertown. The weekend after, they are going to North Iowa. QR code is over on this side. Scan that code to go to the link tree. It'll take you to the Toros website. Buy tickets for that game on February 14th. Get all your Toros merchandise and anything you need. And with that, let's take a look at the Jockums interview, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm here with Braden Jockums. Braden, you had your first goal with the Toros on Saturday, and it came at a big time, giving the Toros a 3-2 lead. How did that play develop?
Well, it started with Gibbs kind of doing a quick up to me in the neutral zone, and I put it in deep, and Smallsy did a pretty good forward check to get down there and get me the puck in the slot.
Mesa Arena got loud after that goal. Following the play, what was going through your mind?
I just thought, finally, I got a goal. The first thing I thought of was I was going to be able to text my brother that I scored with the Tauros. Yeah, finally.
Gotcha. And so the Tauros swept the Shamrocks this past weekend. 2 more coming up in Watertown. What did the team learn from these past 2 games that they can apply now to the upcoming series?
Well, I mean, they're a good team. Like, they don't have any quit in them. Like, they kind of came out a little slow, unfortunately, in the first game, and we took advantage of that, and they took it to us in the second game. So we know they're a good team, and we know it's going to take 100% from everyone to be able to beat them and get a sweep in their own home barn.
All right, thanks, Braden.
Yeah, thank you.